Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you've been doing well. Happy New Year. This is my first video for 2025, and as mentioned in my last video of 2024, today's video is going to be my most used handbags of last year. If you are new to my channel, welcome. This is a video that I've done for the past couple years, and it's one I really enjoy doing because it really gives me a chance to look back on the hard data and see the bags that I used the most frequently in the past year. So for those of you who are new to my channel, when I do this video, I actually have a spreadsheet that I look back on and I track every single time I use a handbag. And I know that sounds really tedious and that kind of sounds like a lot of work, but to be honest, it's really not too bad. Once you have the spreadsheet set up, it's very easy. And as long as you're consistent about tracking and logging every time you use a handbag. So for me, my spreadsheet has the date, the kind of event or what I did. It could be going to work, it could be running errands, it could be date night, like whatever I did that day. And then it has the bag that I used. And then I have a formula on the side where it tabulates every time I use a certain handbag, it will track that for me automatically. So I don't really need to go through and hand count every single one. I just need to be really good about logging and writing down which handbag I use every day. So if you're able to do that pretty consistently, then it's very easy to figure out which bags you use. Now, I think in my past videos, I just kept it at the top 10, but I think I'm going to do something different this year. When I looked at my top handbags, there were several that weren't designer handbags, and I know this channel is more focused on designer and luxury items. So what I ended up doing was I expanded the list to 18. So I'll be showing you my top 18 handbags, but 10 of them will be designer bags. So that way I'm kind of keeping that 10 within the group, but I thought it might be helpful for people to know the other handbags that I use on a regular basis. So hopefully that makes sense. Without further ado, let's get started. Let me pull up my spreadsheet so I can go ahead and start with the bottom of the list. Now, the one thing that I do want to point out to you guys, which I personally find very interesting, is that out of all the handbags that I track, so this is, designer handbags and regular handbags, the total amount of times that I used a handbag in 2024 was 445 times. So I think that's pretty good. I definitely have way more handbags than I actually need, but considering there's only 365 days a year, the fact that I have used my handbags 445 times is a good sign. It just means that I am utilizing the bags that I own. And even though I have so many handbags, obviously there's going to be a couple that I, only used once last year or something like that. But the fact that I am using bags 445 times within my collection, being a handbag collector, at least I know that I am using the bags that I collect, if that makes sense. So coming in at number 18 is my Miu Miu pocket bag, and this bag you just saw in my last video of my best purchases of last year, and I love this bag. This bag I used a total of 7 times in 2024. Next, coming in at number 17 is my Loewe puzzle bag. It's tied for the Miu Miu pocket bag, and this is the small size in the old version, and I believe this color is called fuchsia. It's this really lovely bright pink. This is the old version because it does have the feet and it has the thicker strap, and the design is just slightly different. I bought this from Fashion File a couple years ago. I got a very good deal on it, and I specifically was looking for the small Loewe in the old version because I really did want to make sure that I had one with the feet. Coming in at number 16 is my Lululemon pink adventure backpack. I mentioned this in my last video. It definitely made the best purchases of 2024 list. And this one I used 8 times. And yeah, this has been a great travel companion, and it's also been one that I take to work occasionally if I need to carry more items. So coming in at number 15 is actually a bag that I don't have with me. It is the Low & Sons Pearl bag, and I'll pop a photo of it on screen for you. But this is a bag that I keep at the office because it's just a really easy grab and go crossbody, and I keep it at work because occasionally when I'm at the office, I do need to run some errands like go to the bank or post office, and instead of carrying my big tote bag with me to those places, I'll just carry a crossbody bag and grab my wallet and keys and cell phone. That is coming in for a total of 8 uses. Number 14 is also a bag that I don't have with me. That's because it's in Palm Springs at my parents' house, and it is the Uniqlo crossbody bag in black. And it's a very popular bag. So many people have it. It's so affordable and lightweight and easy to use. And that bag I just keep at my parents' house in Palm Springs because I actually have that bag in a different color, which will show up on this list later. So that's coming in at number 14 with 8 uses. Coming in 13th place is my Chanel Classic Flap. This is in the medium size. I think this bag is almost 12 years old, which is kind of crazy. When I think about the price increases, I'm just like so happy I ended up buying this bag 12 years ago because I'm really, really happy to have this bag in my collection, but I just don't think I could pay retail price for this now. And I feel like even the resale prices are way higher than I would consider paying for this bag. So I am very, very happy I got this bag 12 years ago, and I used this bag a total of 8 times last year. So coming in at number 12 is my Hermes Arsan bag, and I used this bag a total of 8 times. This also made my last video for the best purchases of 2024, so I won't talk too much more about it, but love this bag. I just love how unique and understated it is. Another familiar bag, there's definitely a lot of overlap here from this video and the last video, but coming in at number 11 is a vintage bag. This is the Bottega Veneta Hobo bag that I picked up from DCT Vintage early last year, so I've had it for almost a year at this point, and this bag I used a total of 9 times. In 10th place comes this Gucci vintage tote. Also picked this up from DCT Vintage. I got an absolute steal on it because there is definitely a little bit of wear and tear on this one, but I don't mind at all, and I just feel like this has been such a great easy grab and go tote, and I really like the size, and the straps are nice and comfortable, and the strap drop length is great on me, and this one I used a total of 10 times last year. Coming in at number 9 is my Celine Ava bag. This is the medium size in this beautiful tan color. I just feel like Celine does this color so well. I used this bag a total of 10 times last year. Coming in at number 8 is my La Mer Croissant bag, and this is in the small size. It's in this really beautiful grain leather that is this dark chocolatey brown. I love this little handle pull right here. It's like so puffy and soft, and I don't know, it's just a nice little detail that I really, really like. I also just really like this thick strap. It's a very casual bag that's great for travel, and this bag I used a total of 11 times last year. Coming in at number 7 is a travel bag, and it's a little bit smushed right now because I kind of like fold it down to store it, but this is the Bag Smart duffel, and I use this pretty much only for travel, and I would say specifically I use this for international travel because on international long haul flights I carry so much more with me. Like I carry big headphones and a pillow and all this other stuff that I need for the flight, and that just takes up a lot more space. But this bag, I feel like you can really kind of squish it down a little bit so it doesn't seem as big as it really is. One of my subbies had actually asked me if this bag was too big to be a personal item on an airplane, and I would say technically it probably is, but because of the way that it's made, like the material is kind of like squishy and moldable, I've been able to fit it underneath the seat in front of me without an issue, so I would say it's been fine for that. But yeah, this bag can fit a ton, and I have just really, really loved using this bag for travel. I got this off of Amazon, so I will definitely link to it because I really recommend this bag. In fact, you will see this bag again in a different color and different size later in this video. This bag is coming in 7th place, and I used this bag a total of 12 times last year. Coming in 6th place is this giant Isabel Marant tote bag. And I really love the logo on this because it's in this ombre color, which I'm just kind of a sucker for with these pinks and purples, and I just think this is so cute. This has been a great weekend errands bag, especially when I need to bring stuff to the store to return stuff or if I'm going shopping. This has been a really great bag for that. However, I have to say, ever since I got the Glossier utility tote, which I showed in my last video of the best purchases of 2024, I kind of feel like that bag might take the place of this one, but I still think this is a really great tote bag. So this one comes in 6th place, and I used this a total of 12 times last year. Coming in 5th place is my Uniqlo crossbody bag in this really pretty blue color. So like I mentioned before, the black one I keep in Palm Springs at my parents' house so that I have a bag to use when I'm down there. And I feel like this is just a really great casual grab and go. I have a little bag charm on here of an avocado, and then I have attach this little handle thing. A friend of mine got this for me when she went to Korea, and I just thought this was super cute to just add to the bag. So this is just a bag that I take when I'm like running to the grocery store or just like very quick errands around my house. And again, this one comes in 5th place, and I used this bag a total of 20 times last year. Coming in 4th place is this Bag Smart pink duffel bag, and this is a slightly smaller version than the black one I showed you earlier. And this bag I use again for travel. This is great for domestic trips because it fits everything I need for short haul flights, and I really, really like this a lot. It's so comfy. I have to say, like, for non-designer brands, I feel like Bag Smart just has a lot of really practical handbags that are great for everyday use. Sorry, I know it's coming off like very wrinkly and like not very attractive right now on camera. And again, that's because I have a tendency to kind of smush these down when I put them in my closet for storage. But I promise you they look better when they're actually filled up. And this one comes in 4th place, and I use this bag a total of 21 times. Coming in third place is my trusty Gucci crossbody bag, which if you are a returning viewer, you know this is probably one of my favorite bags of all time. And even though it has so many love marks on it, like it is definitely a little bit discolored, like it's very faded up here, and there's a lot of discoloration on the back over here. You guys will know that this is probably my third or fourth iteration of this bag, and I just like keep repurchasing this bag if I ever see it in a decent condition for a decent price on various resale platforms. And so the story behind this bag really quickly is this was probably my first designer handbag, like maybe 20 years ago. I picked it up with my mom at the Gucci store in Honolulu, Hawaii. I think we were there for a family wedding, and I use this bag all the time. What I really like about it is the coated canvas. It makes it very great for travel because it's water resistant, so I can take it in the rain and I don't really have an issue with it. And I really just love using this bag for travel. It's easy, it's lightweight, it's water resistant, it can fit a ton. Like, I know it doesn't seem like it because it's so skinny on the sides, but it actually has a really good capacity, so I really like this bag. So this bag again comes in third place, and I used it a total of 37 times last year. We're down to the final two, and it'll be no surprise that these are the bags that I use the most for work. So here's my Marc Jacobs bag right here, and this is the bag that I used at my previous job very consistently from January to July, and I used this bag a total of 57 times and still have it. I don't think, even though this is not my current work bag anymore, I still really like how lightweight and casual it is, and especially how much it can fit. I don't think I'm going to sell this bag because I really think it's such a practical, easy bag for the days that I really need to carry a lot. This is a really great bag to have. But that being said, because I have switched to a different bag for work now, my prediction is that this bag will not make my most used list for 2025, if that makes sense. And finally, in first place comes the Celine Cabas tote that I picked up in Japan last year. Also featured this bag in my most recent video for the best purchases of 2024, and I love this bag. This has become my daily workhorse. If I had started my job a week earlier, this bag would have probably made it to 100 uses, which is a lot. So yeah, just in the short time that I've owned this bag, I've used this 95 times. But yeah, because this is my daily workhorse and the one that I take to the office, and I do unfortunately need to be at the office 5 days a week now, this definitely takes top place for the number of times I've used a bag. So the final piece of data that I want to share with you guys is, earlier I told you that out of every single bag that I used in 2024, I used them all a total of 445 times. Now, for just the bags that I showed in this video, which is the top 18, so 10 designer bags plus 8 non-designer bags, the total for that is 348. So that's very close to the entire year. It definitely makes me realize that for almost the entire year, I could definitely just use 18 bags. But let's be honest, I love handbags. I love collecting handbags. I love even the bags that I used only one time. But I just thought that was interesting data to always like look back and reflect on. And I would say I'm kind of at a point with my collection where I'm pretty satisfied. There are things that I do want to add, but I am feeling a little bit cluttered in my collection. And so I think in January, I really want to think about which bags I'm going to be letting go of and how I'm going to let go of them. There are 2 bags that I let go of last year. The luxury handbag that I sold last year was my Louis Vuitton Palm Springs Mini. And I thought that bag was so cute, but I just was not reaching for it, and I just couldn't justify keeping it. But that bag I used a total of 4 times last year before I ended up selling it. And then the other bag that I sold was a non-designer bag, but it was a Madewell bag that was a crossbody leather bag that I really liked a lot. And I ended up selling that one on Poshmark. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you found this either interesting or helpful. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up. And I would also really love to know what your most used handbag of 2024 was. So if you feel like sharing, please feel free to leave a comment and let me know which was your most used handbag of last year. And yeah, I just really enjoyed this exercise of tracking these things for my own edification and sharing them with you guys. So hopefully you found it interesting too. Just wanted to wish you all a happy new year one more time. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.